Ready? Okay. Call the meeting of the Toledo City Council for May 28, 2025 to order. Our first item is the Pledge of Allegiance.
I don't need to. I know.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yay.
There we go. Okay. You have to understand, I've almost come to believe that is the true last word.
That's, yeah.
That name in.
All right, I will take a roll call. Councilor Kaufman?
Here.
Councilor Sylvia?
Yes, sir.
Councilor Mix is excused. Councilor Burns?
Yes.
Councilor Keating here. Council President Bush.
Yes.
I am here. We have 6. We have a quorum. We have enough to do business. Are there any visitors who would like, or anyone online who would like to make a comment to the council this evening?
I do have a hand raised.
All right.
John Robinson.
Ah,
Mr. Robinson.
Hello. Can you hear me?
we got you, John.
Hi, John.
Okay, terrific. I'll be brief. I want to talk about proposed ordinance 1423, which is on the agenda tonight for discussion. I don't know who brought this back, and I don't know what the council will discuss about it, but I do want to remind the council that I provided testimony on June 26, 2024, and at that time, City Attorney Mike Adams agreed with my assessment that he had misinterpreted the state statutes. Those statutes, specifically ORS 197A.445 and 197A.465, only allow for the affordable housing requirements to be applied to multifamily projects of at least 20 units. As written, this ordinance 1423 applies to multifamily structures with as few as 3 units. This is illegal and no doubt will subject the city to litigation. There are other problems with the ordinance as well, which were discussed with council and the city attorney previously. It appears to me that this ordinance has been brought back unchanged without any of the corrections. Now, I'm more than happy to be a resource to point out the problems with this ordinance. I believe my previous testimony is already part of the public record. I'll continue to be an advocate for increasing the housing supply in Toledo, and I thank the council for their past efforts to improve regulations relating to housing. This ordinance 1423 that's in front of you tonight is not only illegal and problematic, but it will not promote additional housing being built in Toledo. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, John.
You have the city attorney.
That would have to wait until we go to that.
That's okay. Is there anyone else who would like to address council?
Actually, this might be an opportunity for your city attorney to introduce yourself.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. My name's Sivani Miller. I am very excited to be working with you all. I am from a firm called Miller Nash. I'm not sure how familiar you all are with the firm, but we're a full service law firm, and we have a section that specifically represents public entities, including school districts, municipalities, special districts, and universities, and that's the group that I'm a part of. I personally have been representing cities since 2018, and before I was with Miller Nash, I was a city attorney for the city of Eagle Point through my old firm. In my current practice, I help municipalities and other special districts with all kinds of things: public records law, public meetings law, ordinance and resolution drafting and review. And I also have a specific background in land use and quasi-judicial hearings and employment litigation. So I am very happy to see that the city has brought on a human resources department. I appreciate that. And then I just wanted to say on a personal note, I grew up in Vernonia, Oregon. My mom went to Siletz High School, so I'm personally have a very strong connection to rural Oregon and to the Oregon coast. So I'm familiar with some of the unique issues and opportunities facing the cities in that area, and I'm really excited to be working with you all.
Great. Welcome aboard and thank you for joining us this evening.
Thanks.
It sounds like I will be calling on you in just a moment.
Before you call on her, if you would take my introductory comments on that first.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
But secondly, I know you all know Amber Matheson from but she's also serving now as your recorder. And I don't know if Amber has anything she wants to add about, for your information.
Just hope not to disappoint.
Amber will have a little more limited, obviously more limited, at least. So she will be here once a week on council days, Wednesdays. She will also be available by way of Zoom or the communication remotely available as well to support us. So we will proceed with that, and of course, we'll be recruiting for regular city recorder and our recruiting at the moment.
Good.
I'm sorry, did I misunderstand you, Amber? I thought you said you'd be here 4 days a week.
I'll be here 1 day a week in person and then available via.
Gotcha. Okay, all right. All right, if I hear you, brother. Okay.
All right, we'll move into discussion and decision items. First item up, ordinance number 1423, an ordinance providing incentives for multifamily affordable housing, creating Toledo Municipal Code, Chapter 13.44, affordable housing, and amending Toledo Municipal Code, Chapter 13.24, and declaring an emergency. David?
So this is before you, and it is before you in the manner as John Robinson described, in the manner that it was presented to the council last year. I recognize, I did have opportunity to listen to his testimony that he presented last year. I had a link to the YouTube site, so I recognize what he has called out as what he believes to be the deficiencies in the ordinance. We met as a staff earlier today to go over this somewhat as well. This is in front of you on a rather urgent basis because we are working on a fairly short time constraint. Northwest
Coastal Housing
on their 30-unit project. There are some deadlines in place for them to have a building permit processed. And certainly we had our own deadlines that we needed to secure and commit the funds that the state had provided, some $630,000 to support this project. So there's a few things that have been working together and that have unfortunately been not done with a bit of a bump in the road. And one was finding out that this ordinance was not adopted at the time that it was being considered. That's unfortunate. I'm not here. I have no explanation for that other than that I just know that it wasn't adopted. This is needed if it is your intent to waive the SDCs on this project, Northwest Coastal Housing Project, the Lala Meadows project, then you need this ordinance as the foundation to do that work. But otherwise, I'm fairly confident that they don't have budgeted the $250,000 in SDCs that it would require to do this. That building permit is in the process right now. That this will be a condition that has to be met before the permit can issue, which is the SDCs be satisfied in some manner, either by payment or by waiver, one or the other. Recognizing again that this thing may have some faults, our city attorney has been briefed on those. She's also had opportunity to listen in on the link of the testimony as well as the city attorney's presentation that day. She will be prepared to come back to you with a fix as quickly as possible on this ordinance to make sure that it's compliant, if it's not already compliant with state law, and come back to you at a later date with that fix. But in the meantime, we would suggest that you move forward with the passage of this thing so that we can then at least schedule an application for the fee waiver with the Lala Meadows, because that too will also be time and a public hearing. All of these things are sort of working towards deadlines that are right on top of us.
Perfect.
With that, the city attorney is available for further comment.
You answered my question. Okay, I know you have a question. Go ahead, Jackie.
No, I remember different.
Oh. Any questions? Yeah, go
I
ahead.
think the attorney kind of needs to talk about what may or may not be illegal. How can we pass something if there may be something that's improper in there? That's my,
Well, how we can do that, to be perfectly blunt, is done all the time in this state, because when, how do I say this? When the state enacts a rule, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years to get to anybody else outside of Salem. And you don't know what you've done until it's done. And right now, it sounds like we have a question on that. But because of the time that we have, the time limitations we are now then under, we've either got to figure out how they can come up with $250,000 more to do this right now, or we do this and then do the corrections as it goes.
So how many hoops do we have to jump through to make corrections?
That would be a good question for the attorney.
and how long will it take?
That's what, so you,
Then
Yeah.
ask the question.
Miller?
I don't know if you're.
Yep, thanks there.
Hi.
now I can't remember the question.
The
I
question
think
is,
the question was about the hoops that we're gonna have to jump through.
Right.
So basically this will, I mean, this is a pretty standard, it'll just require a review by me in connection with your planning staff to determine whether there are any areas of the ordinance as it is currently drafted that we are concerned about, not for the particular project that your discussion related to, and not for the reason that you would want to move forward with it today. We're not anticipating that there will be an issue with respect to that application and that project, but there could be an issue as the ordinance is currently drafted in the future with different projects if it does not comply with the Oregon statutes. So basically, we need to look at it, make sure that it complies with all of the
Gotcha.
Oregon statutes.
Okay, great.
Can we,
in the motion, include that that's, we don't need to be determined? It doesn't need to?
No, we don't need to at this point.
Okay,
It's, I believe this will be part of our issue tracker, so that our attorney firm knows that it needs to be done.
okay.
So,
We're gonna pass it, they're gonna fix it.
to be clear, the project that's in front of you meets the threshold regardless.
It's not gonna.
Right, it's not
it's not about the project, it's about future
Other
things.
stuff.
And so hopefully we will have this correction in within the next, I would say, 2 to 3 months at a very minimum.
Before anybody else needs it.
Before anybody else coming to us needs it to
Okay,
go
all
forward.
right. That makes
Andrew, did
sense.
you have something?
Oh, I know he has something, it just hasn't.
Well, he went to say something and then Jackie said something.
How rude of me.
Not you.
Sorry. Oh, how rude of me. Sorry.
You probably made it just slip.
I'm good.
So I guess the question would be is if we were to pass this now, it can get fixed without an issue later. As
Correct.
far as what John Robinson's concerns
Yes,
are.
we can address those concerns specifically.
It's
and
not gonna
our
affect
attorney.
him currently.
No,
Okay.
There's my question, and this has been, I think pretty well answered for the most part, but I know that there's some urgency, but can we better define what that urgency is? How long do we have? So if we were to call for a special meeting,
because
You know,
it's an
what-
ordinance.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing, because it's an ordinance. So for example, the goal hopefully tonight is that we pass it unanimously, because then it's immediate. Okay, because we are declaring an emergency, so therefore it will go into effect as soon as I sign it.
Yeah.
Okay, if we don't, then it's gonna be at a minimum of 2 weeks, possibly more if we want to wait to have legal go through everything. That, and
that'll be too late.
that'll be too late for their final funding write-ups. Because they're hoping to break ground later this year. And they gotta make sure they have all of their funding niches intact, and this is the big one that's waiting.
So the time that it would take for this to be reviewed to only pass this once is greater than the
Yeah,
amount of time.
unfortunately.
Okay, that wasn't the question.
I was just.
You worded it better than I was
Yeah.
thinking.
It's,
I was just concerned that any projects current or
Yeah.
real soon would be messed over.
according to Justin, we don't have any others in the works.
Okay. So nobody will be messed over if we pass it now and have the attorneys fix
Right.
it later. Okay.
Right.
That's all I was concerned about.
Okay. Any other questions, council? No? I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion, to adopt an ordinance of the Toledo City Council providing incentives for the multifamily affordable housing, creating Toledo Municipal Code, Chapter 13.44 affordable housing, and amending Toledo Municipal Code, Chapter 13.24, and declaring an emergency. Do I need to make a second?
Okay. Then
Second
moved by
motion is to
Frank,
read.
seconded by Kim.
It says a second motion needs to be reread.
Right, and now,
I gotta do it again.
We have to vote first. And then we remove and
now then you
revote.
make a second motion
Right.
to adopt by reading title twice,
And then you vote.
and then we vote, right?
The motion is on the floor. You should make the vote.
Okay. Yeah. Vote first. All right, Frank. Yeah. So I'm gonna add a little bit to your motion. Based on testimony and evidence received in the public hearing, I make a motion to adopt with specified changes, if any, and we did not make any at this time. An ordinance of the Toledo City Council providing incentives for multifamily affordable housing, creating Toledo Municipal Code, Chapter 13.44, affordable housing, and amending Toledo Municipal Code, Chapter 13.24, and declaring an emergency. I'll take a roll call vote. Counselor Kaufman,
Yes.
Counselor Burns,
Yes.
Counselor Keating,
Yes.
Council President Bush,
Yes.
Counselor Sylvia,
Yes, sir.
and I vote yes. Motion carries unanimously, noting the used absence of Counselor Mix. All right, who wants to make the second motion? Who wants to make the second motion to adopt by reading title twice?
I can do it.
Go ahead, Frank.
Based on the testimony and evidence received in this public hearing, I make a second motion to adopt with specified changes, if any. We did not make any. An ordinance of the Toledo City Council providing incentives for multifamily affordable housing, creating Toledo Municipal Code, Chapter 13.44, affordable housing, and amending Toledo Municipal Code, Chapter 13.24, and declaring an emergency.
Second.
Been moved by Frank, seconded by Kim. To, based on testimony and evidence received in this public hearing, I make a motion to adopt with specified changes, if any, we did not make any. An ordinance of Toledo City Council providing incentives for multifamily affordable housing, creating Toledo Municipal Code, Chapter 13.44, affordable housing, and amending Toledo Municipal Code, Chapter 13.24, and declaring an emergency. We'll take a roll call vote. Counselor Kaufman.
Yes.
Counselor Burns.
Yes.
Counselor Keating.
Yes.
Council President Bush.
Yes.
And Counselor Sylvia.
Yes, sir.
And I vote yes, motion carries 6-0, noting the excused absence of Counselor Mix.
Question, motions for dummies here. Why read it twice? I don't understand. What's the legality behind that? There has to be something.
So with an ordinance, one of the things that used to be done is that you have to read the whole ordinance into the record.
Like 27 million pages.
All those pages.
All those pages. Okay, and I've seen
Paragraph.
ordinances that are 100 pages long. So if you're willing to do this thing twice, then you don't have to read the entire.
Get out of jail free, got it, okay.
I put it that way.
Well, it's lighter, it's a lighter sentence.
All right,
Okay, thank you.
so did that cover us for now?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Next item, motion to approve city manager pro tem's decision of employment termination. David?
So you have in front of you, as per the charter, you have the authority to approve or disapprove the hiring and firing of personnel, and that's the sole responsibility and sole authority that you have in the matters of personnel matters. It is required with an interim to do so. So what I'm going to tell you is all I can tell you about what is going on in this situation is that this matter has been thoroughly vetted. It is vetted by the city attorney, it's been vetted by our insurance attorneys. We're required to go through pre-loss legal counsel with CIS to protect our $15,000 of part of our premium in any matter regarding a termination. We have done so. They have provided the format and the process which we use for this particular employee, and we're satisfied that all of the process has been met and all the grounds have been met to sustain a termination. So with that, I'm asking you, there's no reason to, per our city attorney, it's not necessary to identify the individual for reasons of privacy. And so with absent that, I'm asking for a motion to pursuant to the charter with interim city managers to authorize that termination.
I don't think we can even say that in open session, the name.
Think shouldn't.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
No, it's a.
Well, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the city manager pro tem's decision of termination of a public works maintenance worker 2 employee for cause pursuant to section 4.2 parenthetical G parenthetical of the city of Toledo home rule charter, parentheses, medical charter and parenthetical.
Second.
It's been moved by Frank, seconded by Jackie Kaufman. Motion to approve the city manager pro tem's decision of termination of a public works maintenance worker 2 employee for cause pursuant to section 4.2 parenthetical G of the city of Toledo home rule charter, parenthetical charter. I will take a roll call vote. Councilor Burns,
Yes.
Councilor Keating,
Yes.
Council President Bush,
Yes.
Councilor Kaufman,
Yes.
Councilor Sylvia.
Yes, sir.
Vote yes, motion carries 6-0, noting the excused absence of Councilor Nix. That is the end of our discussion decision items. Into the work session, we have a discussion of street lighting fees. Judy?
Yes, Mayor, City Council. The street lighting fee is adjusted on July 1 of each year, although there was no action taken last year. In the council report, I gave you the current rates. So the residential street lighting fee is $8.75 per month. The commercial business street lighting fee is $17.50 per month. And the industrial business street lighting fee is $30 per month. And these are added to their utility bills every month. As I mentioned, there was no adjustment made last year. So these rates were established the prior year. And in our budget that you've just seen, the estimated revenue is $150,000 for streetlights. And the expected budget expenditure is $165,000 for streetlights. So we're a little bit upside down. And I don't know what Central Lincoln is going to do. I did reach out to them, but I wasn't able to get to a person that could help me with whether they're going to raise their rates this year or not.
But from what I've heard from them, is that they are not expecting a rate increase from BPA this year. But they also said, kind of the norm nowadays is, but we don't know what the future will hold with what's happening on a federal level. But they haven't been told or even hinted at by BPA of any rate increase for this year.
Well, and at one point, a year or so ago, they were talking about the street lighting fees were not where they needed to be and that they possibly needed to continue to adjust them. So I don't know. I mean,
Right.
We can hope for no increase. That would be the best news.
Yes.
And so I'm not looking for a motion, I'm looking for consensus. And I'll bring this back to you at another meeting for, in a resolution form, if you want to change the rates.
Any questions?
Yes. Do you have any idea on what it would need to be to make up that $15,000 difference?
I am sorry, I did not do those calculations.
It's like $500 a day, broken down by month.
Any other questions?
One I had.
So we need to do a consensus to have her come back with it.
Doesn't hurt to come back with it.
We can do something.
You do have time. This is not, doesn't go into effect until July 1. So I can come back to your meetings in June. If you want more
Roughly,
information.
okay, folks, roughly. If we increase the residential by a quarter, the commercial by 50 cents, and say the industrial by $1, we'd have that number.
So yeah, definitely have her come back.
So
Yes, please.
that's ballparking it, Frank.
Let's see what it would look like.
Sounds like it's a consensus, Judy.
I didn't hear Jack.
Okay,
Yes, yes, please.
so one more time, so I get it written down, how much are we increasing the residential?
25 cents. I mean, I'd
Okay,
prefer not to raise anything, but if we're trying to balance that out, this is
We have
easy way to do
raise
it.
out.
25 cents, the commercial 50 cents, and the industrial, I only know of a few accounts, so it might have to be $2 or $3.
okay,
Work your magic.
I'll do some calculations.
Because on the residential, that works out to roughly $300 a month just out of the residential for that 25 cent increase.
Yeah, we need 500.
And we need 500, so. That might be all we can swallow at the moment.
I'll be glad to bring that back at a future meeting.
Perfect. Thank you, Judy.
Yes.
You're
you're welcome.
amazing. Thank you.
Hey, Judy,
Yes.
time to go back to bed.
Yeah, it's only a
Enjoy
little
the
after 8.
sunset. All right. Let's first, with reports and comments, let's first look at the issue tracker.
I've added the item on the bottom for the ordinance amendment. Rest has been updated to reflect current status.
One of the things that I know needs to be on our issue is, for lack of a better word, a parking code for the city.
So if you'll recall, the planning commission is going to be taking up that whole conversation.
Okay, good.
I don't think he was at the meeting when.
I
we
wasn't
talked
at
about
that meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry, you weren't at that meeting. No, that's correct.
I was,
So we reported that out last time, that the planning commission will be taking up a whole array of parking
Perfect.
issues.
thank you.
Because we have to make an ordinance.
Right.
Makes it so that we keep the money. Otherwise,
Anyone else?
never mind, you know.
I don't know how that works. Anyone else? See anything on the issue tracker that we either need to add or need more information with?
I'd be very interested to hear a little bit more if the water rate communications campaign that you guys prepared. I'd be very interested to hear a little bit about what that contains, what that's going to look like, and how you're going to be sharing it.
Judy, are you still online?
Yes, I'm still online. Harrison spearheaded the project, Harrison Baker from the library. Has a background as a reporter. So he prepares some questions and answers, which kind of explain the reason for the increase and explain that water is water and sewer is sewer and we can't spend those monies anywhere else. We gave two sources. If people need help paying their water bill, the Salvation Army and the Community Services Consortium, and we provided addresses and phone numbers for both of them. And then the last thing that we included was kind of a sample bill saying that you're a residential customer and you use X number of gallons per month, what your bill was under the old rates and what it would be under the new rates for both water and sewer.
Awesome.
And this was published in the newsletter that goes out with all of the utility bills, probably being mailed tomorrow or the next day.
And a reminder that it's still probably the best deal in town, 1 cent a gallon for certified drinkable potable water.
And that was mentioned in the questions and answers.
Is there a way, if I'm not mistaken, our newsletter doesn't reach people who are on like auto pay or paperless billing for their
Yeah.
water bills?
Sorry.
Is there a way that we could also
Do a mailer?
do some sort of an email campaign that sends that information out?
I think the people that get their bills emailed to them, we also email the newsletter. The newsletter will be on the website. And you know,
We do online bill pay, but we still get the paper bill.
Yeah, I still get the paper bill as well, but I don't think I get the newsletter
No, it's in there.
electronically.
No, but the paper bill still has it in there.
Right, but if somebody,
Back to paper.
if somebody doesn't get the paper bill, if they only,
I do e-statements or I do
Yeah.
paperless and I've never gotten an email with the
I haven't.
statement in it.
Yeah,
Or
so-
So
the-
you do complete paper.
Yeah, paperless.
Yeah, so-
I don't need,
so I'm just wondering, is there a way that we could possibly put it into like a link into the invoice or something like that that points to this document for the folks that aren't going to be getting a paper newsletter?
So with the utility statements, my understanding, once it's gone to the printer, there's no way we can adjust it. However, the newsletter does go on the website and it is a full page in the newsletter. So I can extract that page and actually put that page alone on the news page of the website. So it's more on the forefront. And then through the email listserv that we have on our website, we can definitely send it out to our subscribers that way.
And maybe put it up on Facebook too, that we could
Yeah, we can lead in.
share that link out.
Yeah.
perfect.
Awesome, thank you. Glad to see that come together so quickly. Thank you, Judy, and everybody who worked on that.
you're welcome.
Okay, anything else on the issue tracker? All right. Start with department reports. Lisa, you got anything new other than we're gonna miss you?
Do we want to do department reports on the first one? That's the,
Well, while you two are here, I'm gonna continue to call. Just get used to it. Because it's on, this way it's out in the public. So David, what do you got for us?
next week I'll be out. Going to the federal judicial courthouse in Eugene for a week. Courtesy of one of my predecessors way back when, former peer of mine, he will be joining me as well, so that'll be the good news. We'll get punished together by being in the courtroom. I feel like we're working in the home stretch a little bit here. Things are kind of coming together. I feel good about, that we're, having Shauna's services, having Amber's services, having Judy's services. We're filling some gaps. We've got some recruiting going on. I feel like we're kind of turning a corner, and I feel really good about that. I recognize that there are bumps. You've received communications from me, about things and, whatever. And, not everything is perfect. I can report to you that we are working the East Lincoln fire issue. I cannot report at this point that there's much of any progress. We will come back to you in a full briefing when we have something more substantial to report. Now it's a little bit of strategic work and a little bit of tactical work, trying to get it to away from where we were and towards a, consensus place. So other than that, it's been very busy, and you certainly aren't boring me in this position.
We never promised boring.
And you didn't break a promise.
Any questions, council? All right.
I'm sorry, I do have one.
Go.
So you're gonna begin the new schedule with June first then, right?
So-
Or-
Yeah, the first 2 weeks in June are sort of, I've already sort of, I was able to secure it back 2 months ago. I finally hit the second week of June covered with reasonably priced housing. First week in June is actually gonna be paid for by our insurance folks. So the balance of June, I'll probably be put in, at least 3 days, maybe more, but 3 days a week in person.
Okay,
Because I'll be able to stay 2 nights a week on the budget that I have, because the first week is gonna be paid for by somebody else.
okay.
So I'll work through all those things, but no matter what, you'll have me at least 2 days in person, 3 days remote, and this, with the month of June, I think it'll be at least 3 days in person. Barring the first week in June, which you'll see me zooming into this meeting on Wednesday.
Okay, council comments. I'll start with Jackie Burns.
The only thing I have is, in looking at our website and, community events. October doesn't show the pet parade, the second Saturday. In fact, do you do that, Lisa? If you would, please.
Getting scolded on the last council meeting.
Had to happen. Hey, that's a
Thank you, Lisa.
perfect timing. Oh,
That's what I got.
Okay. Andrew?
Yeah, the only thing I really want to kind of draw some attention to, there's already so much attention to this topic across the county, and it's hit our city a little bit as well this past week, is city council meetings, public meetings, what they are, how they work, understanding how public comment is incorporated into our public meetings. I think that it's not just incumbent on every citizen to learn for themselves how their city government works. It's on us to do a better job of educating and sharing how to interact with us, how to get the results and the answers that you're looking for. I know just this last week I had shared in response to some questions and concerns on social media, some posts, some attempts to explain kind of what a city council meeting is, and what public comment is kind of designed to be within the way that we structure it. One of the things that I really want to encourage for the, whole of 2 members of the public who are currently on this call and the none who are present, and obviously the thousands who will watch the video on YouTube. So for all of you masses, I guess what I want to say is, come and ask us, right? If you want to talk to us about something, if you want to have a dialogue with us, come and ask your city manager, come and ask a counselor about how best to have a conversation with us. We'll give you ideas. If you want to be able to have a dialogue, showing up and trying to use that 3-minute public comment time is not a dialogue opportunity. That's not what it's designed for. That's not fair to you. If that's the only space that you feel that you have available to you, if you want to come and have a conversation with us, talk to the mayor, talk to the city manager about putting something on the agenda where you can come and sit in the chair and participate in a dialogue. Be an expert on the subject. If it's something you care about, more time can be made available through other parts of our meeting formats. Call for a town hall about a subject that you care a lot about. Call for other types of meetings where we can interact with you in the way that is most beneficial to you. But I think that when we look at what's going on in our county commission, when we look at what's going on, in social media, when we are criticizing this format, it's really important to also recognize that we are misunderstanding and misrepresenting the format that we are criticizing. So bear with us. We want to interact with you. We want to give you the answers to the questions that you have. Come and talk to us about ways that we can do that. I think everybody up here is willing to hear you, to give you advice, to guide you in ways that you can get the answers that you're looking for. So I just wanted to say that because that's something that I felt some, kind of personal stress over last week. Because I think that so much of what's going on right now is very, very harsh criticism without necessarily a strong understanding of what's being criticized.
There's a very broad brush being used for a very narrow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well said. Well said. Yeah.
Nothing,
Nothing?
nothing,
All right. Jackie, other Jackie,
nothing from me.
Frank?
Only have two things. One, kind of a discussion with council last week. Denise, yeah, you missed Denise, she showed up here. Brought to us about doing the parade. So I told her I would go and pick up the application, but we need to talk about whether or not we all want to do it. Doesn't necessarily have to be done tonight, obviously, but we do need to kind of have a little discussion. The other thing is, this Saturday, the mayor and I are throwing down a challenge to everybody to come and play chop Toledo style. To raise money for Toledo Food Share and bring awareness to people what some families have to go through that aren't as fortunate as others, what the food they have to go through. My wife and I went through it. It's not fun. So if you can, come on out. It'll be a good time.
What time?
The doors open for public at 11. Tasting is at noon. Cooking competition, we start cooking at 9 a.m. at the Eagles here in Toledo, just above,
We get handed our mystery bags at 9 a.m.
and we don't get to see what's in it. It's just like the TV show Chop.
Yep.
Except we don't win anything other than self-pride.
Same production value.
That's all I got.
And I will tell you
What thing?
that the broken
Saturday.
down barbecuing boomers, we're gonna nail this thing. As far as doing a parade, we used to do it. It would probably be a good idea to get back into it. I realize that, some of you either haven't done those things or, may not want to. But I can tell you that
It's,
from a city perspective, everybody has fun with it. Everybody has fun with it.
I think we should.
I think we ought to do it.
Kim said she's got a trailer. I've got a
I've got the-
big enough truck
I've
to
got
pull
the
it.
flatbed
So good.
trailer.
Got the trailer.
Got the truck.
Nobody can see the princess wave if you're in the back of the police car.
So what, remind me the date of the parade?
I want to say, yeah, you got it.
12? Yeah, it's a weird.
July, the Summerfest is the 11th through the 13th. The Saturday is the grand parade at 11 a.m. The kiddie parade is Friday at 6 p.m.
Right.
And it is bright light summer nights.
So since we all seem to be interested, start putting together some ideas for this float.
I see Andrew smiling.
I'm smiling because that's the 100th anniversary of the Toledo incident.
I don't know if I really want to.
Let's not bring that up.
No, it's gotta be bright light city
So-
night.
Just. The date just,
I know, you and I need to talk, there's
Yes.
stuff you and I need to work.
Yeah.
So if we want to do it, let's do it. Let's pull out all the stops, put our heads together, figure out how to make this thing, let's be memorable, not just show up. Because some of you can show up and look good, others of us, well, we can just show up. So we'll get through this.
I just show.
All right.
And we've got an artsy lady that can help.
Tell me about it.
We built some cool ones and somebody said they had a trailer.
You can do art for dummies. You've done it for me before, okay?
Yeah, you should see the cardboard boat we made. Oh, I thought it was fun.
A couple of things.
It was amazing.
We have a new business owner in town, same business, new ownership. Advertise up at the top of Main.
Oh, they sold it, huh?
Finally, yes.
Yes. Oh my God, answers to prayer.
yes.
But I will warn you that Rick has the cup in his lease in his chair. So Rick gets to go in and sit down and have a cup of coffee in his old shop. So you might see Rick, which I don't know, for those of us that know him
That's cool.
for a long time, it's just really cool. But if you want Boomer Gear, if you want anything done, go see them. One of the things that they're doing is they're willing to match anybody else's prices to make things work.
And they're cheaper than the previous advertise. I know, I went in.
Yeah, I know, and well, and, you know, they get it, okay? So if you want stuff, go talk to them. And cities, they're doing it at a cost. So if the city, like doing the public works jackets and all that, they'll do them at cost, which is not what they're getting done for at the other place that's been doing it. And I will just leave it at that. So, you know, reach out to them, say hi, welcome them to the community. Some people, but you know, we're moving into summer and folks, Highway 20, be careful, just be careful. Our traffic is gonna go through the roof more than it did during Memorial Day weekend. I don't know if anybody was out on the road Memorial Day weekend, but yep, it's tourist season. So be careful out there. You know, there's gonna be more and more kids out every day because school gets out in a couple weeks. So, you know, get your radars up and running. And don't brag too much about the great weather in Toledo as far as to Newport people. We'll tell all the tourists, but just don't remind the Newport people that we actually have sun and it does actually hit 75 degrees here.
It
So,
was hot yesterday.
And that's.
wasn't it a gorgeous day yesterday?
Then I have one more thing.
Oh, then you have one more thing.
Are you doing?
I'm done.
So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew, I know we celebrated this a little bit ago, but I just want to make sure that everybody understood. We have Lisa for a few more days, but this is her last ever council meeting and it's been a real pleasure working with her and just one more thank you would not be amiss.
Do you all remember how to bow? Right.
No, I don't know.
Birdseed.
I know, I was.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, it's more like this.
Well done, sister.
With that, we're adjourned.